Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, The Neat Way to NEET. Today we will be talking about properties of living organisms. As you all know that maximum part of the biology in NEET is asked from NCERT. So we will be focusing NCERT while revising for the maximum part of the time, but I will be adding some small points here and there wherever they are necessary. So without much delay, let's start. When do we say something is living? There are many criteria that come to our mind, right? But in reality, there are some properties which needs to be followed by a particular thing to be called living. There are four main properties of the living organism. First is growth. All living organisms do grow. Increase in mass and increase in number are the two characteristics of the growth. But can we call everything that grows living? Do you know that mountains too grow? Some non-living things like sand mounds or mountains grow by accumulation of material on them. So are those living? No, right? So growth cannot be the defining character of living being. But on the other hand, we can say that intrinsic growth is a property of living being. Means growth is internal in living being as opposed to external growth that occurs in non-living things. Second is reproduction. Reproduction is a characteristic of living organisms. Organisms can reproduce either sexually or asexually or by both means. But do all living organisms reproduce? No, there are certain exceptions to that too. For example, sterile human couples or worker bees. Both of those are living organisms, but still they cannot reproduce. Another issue is that growth and reproduction cannot be differentiated in unicellular organisms. They grow by cell division and they also reproduce by cell division. So reproduction cannot be considered all inclusive criteria or anything to be considered living. Third is metabolism. Metabolism is basically interconversion of chemical substances inside the living organism. Interconversion of chemicals are chemical reactions or metabolic reactions. All living organisms, be it unicellular or multicellular, exhibit metabolism. But if the same metabolic reactions occur in vitro, that is in laboratory, those reactions can be considered living reactions but not the living organisms. So what exactly is the differentiating feature? It is the cellular organization of the body. Cellular organization of the body is defining feature of living forms. Fourth is consciousness. Any organism, irrespective of its size or shape, is conscious about its environment. Even the small amoeba forms pseudopodia when it is around a food substance. So, consciousness is the defining property of living organisms. One thing we need to note here that human being is the only organism that is self-conscious, which means human beings are the only organisms which are aware of themselves. You really need to be careful while marking the answer to this question, as you can confuse a bit between self-consciousness and consciousness. A living organism thus is defined as self-replicating, evolving and self-regulating interactive system capable of responding to external stimuli. This was the definition from NCERT. This was a very small topic, actually a subtopic of the chapter Living World. If you see the previous year questions, there are questions asked from this topic. So, I hope now you can solve all those questions. If you still have any doubt, please do ask me in the comment box or you can DM me on the Instagram. So that was it for today guys. Please don't forget to like the video, share it with your friends and please subscribe the channel too. Till we meet again, happy learning.